sometimes in a marriage, there's always in a marriage, you expect something from your spouse. High expectations from your partner. You must prioritize appreciations before expectations. Appreciate whatever little thing your spouse is doing. Don't expect bigger things from your spouse. Because if Apollo would be here, you know, we go to William, it was a satisfied general. We said, and you must learn to appreciate, and you must learn to applaud. In a relationship, you must learn to compromise. Hence, I said, appreciation must supersede expectations. If appreciations can supersede expectations, is where you are going to compromise. Is where you are going to communicate with your partner, and you are very good must. But in communication, in doing all this, invite God.
When it comes to finances, who has it or what? It's he or it's me, or how do we do it?
Mbrana Mabizela, he actually our proposer. Erike Wanyana, who be first our level. I will share our Gagara, our better wine, our Gagara finances. In our when I in all the chain of finances we are together. Our name treasurer, our financial officer. So you sit down and you talk about those finances. Didn't have them. Shiva earned 5,000 pounds. Come on, I 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And children doesn't the car. And you agree and do things together. Muna Aji children, who did I away? I should take you have to have a look at our change. Thank you.
So this for us goes back to how you communicate as a couple to build, especially in terms of finances. And you know, only the life covers, only the funeral policies, only the will. Traditionally, our parents didn't have time or never wanna as something that doesn't need to be discussed. What we've learned, we should be discussing everything. I guess what really in one little ring and I got one thing.
But about banally traditional expectations. During Woita Gamuara, Mapotuti, the Severegalaspi. Kid expectations just reina. Yanagarele Quille, Bababa Lelore, over some labora Bilele, Limmatwan, and then Macono Matalushi. Lorena Casarina. Nagabagitavore, once a time, Masaru Junumutia. Last idea, say, don't know. I'm not about carbon, Papa, Tabo, Malaga next door. Like those are traditional things. They must have gone Gabriel, what do you weigh? Okay, Osanji, as go away from Abumana. Lango. Dolurga Abumana, Wukamu, the Santilagana. The Lagatualas, Huang or Lo, Ama Oman, Pato Magari. Ulaula kamsa. Lekbo. Waloya udireng. Jadi banyak control la chelet yang mana wabo. That becomes a big problem. Uona isalu mana wabo. Gawe na wabo ba ko padi banyak. Ba ko pisha wabo tu ga. Abasa mwata mbe. The expectations down on Nigeria. expectations tse dingwe o phetele gore o ile gae go na le di-society go gae ba nyaka gore o bile mo go tsona ge ba apea o south ba fa potso e nngwe ka ka batho apea e ba problem. Okay, let me come to the solutions. Solutions go gore mo re a emela nna o swanetse ke dile le bageso ge ba fitlha ba nyako mo dira seberekela sa bona ka ba kere pas ga go bjalo. Okay, go na le issues where we must compromise. Le bana o tshwana le taba ya go tlhokomela malapa a bana gore ge ba re monna o tla tlogela batswadi ba gage mosadi a tlogela batswadi ba ra gore literally le swantse le ba tlogela. You can make an arrangement or ke nna ke tla tlhokomela batswadi ba gago wena o tlhokomele baka to balance the equation gore ba o bone ra mama ke tlo le rekela sa ge re ya kwa gae wena o swantse mo bonagale to create that psychology ya gore ba kgone go rata le ya bona. But it needs a lot of discipline. Like my siblings, they would want to bully my wife in my presence. I won't allow that. And that has maintained or lemsadi and ante. I don't know what no one rat. Baba mo go fitilo chaba batsadi ba le ba geno o motloelela para lo ka kaena ba dira dilo tse ka moka ai tla o bitsa monna go na le taba sora no khotelela no khotel o ka khotelela matata ai kone
very important. Like in a relationship or not both. For which other generation there's a lot of confusion the idea relationship and marriage. So I think most things were much simpler than generation I can speak for me. I've been in a relationship for about close to 10 years with my partner. Most of the age it was a long distance relationship. Then 2019 we decided to move in together because there was a lot of things, the challenges. Then that's when we stayed together. We're not yet married. Then there's a lot of issues. So sometimes both try to maintain a relationship for that respect, that communication, that discipline, get the boundaries, that relationship. And for which sometimes you might feel like the other one might be oppressed, the other one might be angry. So we balance the main factor where in a young relationship we want to maintain the love and we also want to maintain the happiness of the relationship plus the family on both sides, on all levels. Because I think generation they're committed to do a lot of things. The relationship they don't even last. You see them getting married, costing a lot of money. After 3 years, they divorced. Or they've separated. You see, for no reason. So I want to understand the generation the generation maybe with the social media, maybe with technology and how can we maintain local level
So what I've picked up is that people these days get married for their own reasons. You might find that a lady is getting married because her friends are also getting married. Found a blesser, somebody who's going to better her life. She doesn't see a man for wanting to accomplish life with them, right? But they want to better their situations. You find a man who feels like he's got a slave queen. He's got a woman who his friends cannot have. So he's gonna end up marrying you just because of that. So I feel like if people get married for the right reasons, they will also survive and stick long. Thank you.
Amen.
Amen.
Iklobolela topic ya ka ya papa wa tswelangana le bana le mama wa tswelangana le bana. Ba ka no ba thula le bona ka moka ga bona go ba le dula le ba mama ka go gona ola wa papa a dula le mmabo. Amen. Gana mo wele gona go na le gore re kwane gore bana ba tlo ba fa lerato. Bana ke mpho ya Modimo. Go bona ngwana o fuka pa o even wa ka next door a dira dilo tse di tsweleng tseleng. Wa file gore ngwana o rapega gore e ka no ba kotsi danger to the street se o dula mo sona. A tsana ka matšwa ba utswa mengo ba utswa dibitšhilano ra ke bana. No, ge re nyalane re tla ke tswela le bana le bona ba tswela le bana re ba fa lerato la go tshwana. Re tseba gore bana ba ke responsibility ya rena re le ba bagolo a gona gore o romola ba papa ba le mo o apeye dijo o ba fetse namanyana tse di kakanyana ba ba gago ba ki išang ka pele ba fiwa pise nngwe ka ke mokae ba bothata ge papa ka di bona di lemoga goba bana ba bano nna nama ya borena ke nnyane papa ke moka papa o tlo boata ka sa go rata ntho e botse gore rata bana ba ka moka o seka ba lo e leng gore wa mo kgethologae mo gare ga bana nako nngwe ke tlile le ngwana ke moka napile ola o mo dirang le papa o mo treata special gore a bone ngwana a lemoge gore ke nna boso ngwana a lemoge gore ga nna papa wa nthata papa le ena ga a tswela ma a tswelang ngwana o tswela a rwanese ngwana o tse di botse ke sebele papa ba le ba ya ka ditlhomonyana ke moka wa fiwanyana tshwana ngwana o le a ba lemoge gore a bona ba nthata ka mo ba mfeifa nna ke nna wa file a ile monyane a file gore nna ke nna ke nna le wena mama ka gore papa wa go rata nna pile ke moka ngwana o le o feiviwa go fetsa ba bangwe jwase ge go le ka mokgwane o yo reka o mogolo wa nuwo ke firstborn le ge go ka tiegang e se firstborn ga nyaka selo ra mo tlhokomela wa no mogolo ra mo rekela ra mo fa ra mo tlhokomela and then ge go kgonega e le gore ba swantse gore ba kry-e ka moka ba kry-a ka moka o monnyana file gore ke nna ngwana ande o mo discipline ba needa discipline bana ande ntho e kgolo ke gore bana re ba godišetše moreneng ba tsebe Modimo kore ngwako o sa agiwang ke morena baagi ba lona ba itsepiša ka lefela kore le tla lapa la bitša dingaka tša tshea tša dienye dilo di senyega gana moweng modu wa mathomo go go tseba Modimo ka lapeng go tsena fela go gata gating Satan a le bone dingaka di rata gore ba re bo thea metse ba nyaka go gating kwa gore le šalakane le gafe ka moka ka mogane o kry-a dijo wa tsa o tlo raga ntho bona mane o beile thapate ko le tlo phela le re bana le betsana bana ba betsana ba kitimiša ke ntho le le a e beileng kwa gate jwase ntho ya mathomo ko go tseba Modimo ka lapeng ka Psalm 24 e re le na dikgoro a tlhamang bulega go tsena go sheeletsa bulela Modimo ka gare ga di-relationship tša leng bulela Modimo ka gare ga malapa a leng ge le le go bona motlholo wa Modimo a dira rena re go bone
my partner and I with my partner. When it comes to finances, we don't put our money in an example. What is it that I want to do? And I'm going to phone as I want the phone. And it's going to be a choice. I don't get it. Compare out to see one.
Issue the finance, who heads, who leads, who lessons. Again, down to communication. Again, Roskera Kutelana. Some of the expenses that do not come to the table. But it is important in the family or when let's take a classic example where Maga Mogai or Ola Ofeta Mon, which are cases that we see mostly today. And perhaps maybe even the intellect. Budayana, little Huadia Toa and such kind of things. Love dominates. I have a case when the parents must tell them what are the core important things. The husband is the head of the family.
Powerful thing, right? Especially because we need that healing, especially because people wonder why our young relationships, and these are, I sat and I wondered what's wrong, and sometimes yes, I have my flaws, but you get a mismatch, right? You get somebody who wants certainty and somebody who wants variety. If we don't realize and accept, or one wants to explore and one wants, and it's okay, right? Question is, can the two coexist, right? Because what you learn is, it does not mean the basic needs. It just means and then nakaso, and then the two of you want, let's say, and accept it, because in today's time, and when you talk about the father issues, it's because 80s, 90s, if we don't study history, that's why the danger is, and we study the wrong history, is because once you go into the 90s and early 90s and so forth, the mines in Joburg were opening up, and there was labor moving from the different provinces, so which means fathers started to leave. So you're going to see, unfortunately, the repercussions, they are 10, 20 years later. And by the time we don't realize the repercussions. We think it's just the problem with our generation, but some of it, yes, it's things we carried through. The transition, right? The anger issues. They go with somebody today. You know the way youth here today, when anger issues, you'd swear they were in exile. But part of it is because they've shown you Sarafina so many times, you internalize the pain on the screen into your emotions. Though you've never lived through apartheid, somehow there's a part of you that is conflicted and confused, because it's caught in a mix of how to make these things. Why couldn't we show you stories of what a black life could be? Did you realize that every soap you watch, there is no father in it? Most of it. Have you realized that modern soapies, they start with the father leading the business and he always dies and the wife takes over? Look at all of them, study them. I study society anyway. Look at all of them. Look at black movies. All black movies have a father problem. Why can't we start modeling the life we want for our next generation? White movies have a mother and a father and a cat and a dog and 2 garages and a skateboard by the garage. And they always drive out. It's the things they show us on TV. That's why me and TV have a problem, because I think I'm paying for it to show me things I don't want to see.